Hi guys, Killer here, and today we're gonna review some combiner models or alternative model, it's up to you. And it's gonna be the two first Toa Kaita, which were of course released in 2001. So the first Kaita is Akamai, I think not only Toa Akamai, but yes, it's Akamai and Wairua. Excuse me for the pronunciation. So of course Akamai is made with Tau, Poatu, and Onura, and Wairua is made with Kopaka, Liwa, and Gali. So we're gonna begin with Akamai, I think. So of course I review the two in the same videos because they are quite close and quite similar in aspect and form. So okay, it's quite, as you can see, it's quite tall. So I'm just gonna put off this and begin the review. Just adjust the cam. So here we go. So how I'm gonna explain this model. So because this is the first time I make a combo. So yes, it's perfect. So in fact, yeah, I think we're gonna talk parts by parts, what's to know. So you can see, of course, you need the three model to make the combo. You won't need every part. Yeah, there are still some left off when you finish the building, but still. So anyway, we're gonna begin, I think, with the torso. So as you can see, if I put this off and that, we're gonna see that the torso, in fact, is. I'm gonna just put this off. Just for Akamai, of course, because Wairua is quite the same, so I will not put apart Wairua. Yes, Wairua, but not Akamai. So you can see, in fact, yes, excuse me. In fact, the torso is made with three Toa Holder torso. We're gonna use, in fact, the gears right here to make move the legs later. As you can also see, it's linked with a ball joint, so it's make it more hard to turn, and it's better in my opinion, because if it was too easy to turn, it will be impossible to pose. So as you can see, this is just a three torso put together. Then we're gonna have the arms, you can clearly see with the two gears gimmick. So of course when you spin this, it moves the fire sword right here, and when you move this, it moves the yes, left arm, which is in fact and with two Toa heads, the Tau and Poatu one. Nothing really to talk about. I don't know which is it represents. In fact, maybe just a hand or a laser. Just use your imagination. That's quite all. If you look on the back, you see the gears and also some holder feet, because we're gonna also have to put this holder on your holder feet plus his claws on here to finish the body, which is kind of cool, I think. Nice, interesting design parts, which can be useful also for your mocks, for your Titan mock, I think. And then we can also notice the head is mounted on a ball joint, which is quite nice. But in fact, because the head is shaped like that, as you can clearly see, you can't really make him look down or on the side. As you can see, you have to turn it like that, so it kind of look weird. But still, it's on a ball joint, so it's kind of nicely articulated on this point. It's not just on a head which can't move. So here's the upper part, as you can see. So you've got the gears, as I said earlier. The articulation is quite the same as the older one. In fact, there's nothing. It's quite of a big Toa holder. It's not really that impressive, if you know what I mean. It's not really, you're not gonna have tons of new interesting technique builds in this Kaita form. And here, of course, we have the legs finally. So the legs, in fact, are just made with arms and legs part from holders. You can clearly see. You can think that part can turn easily, but in fact it's not the case, because you can see it blocks really easily. So in fact there is no articulation on the knee. Yes, the knee. Excuse me. Yes, the knee. And in fact, yes, there's just maybe articulation right here. So in fact, it's not really well articulated. You have to in fact turn these gears right here to make him walk like that, or make him run, which kind of look funny if you want my opinion. But yeah, of course it's kind of hard to play when you work like that, but still. And you can still pause, so it kind of takes some time, but it's okay. Yes, of course, pay attention when you put the gears right here, because it's better, of course, if the legs are put right like this, and not, for example, like that. And so here we go. In fact, there is nothing really to talk about on this side, because I've showed you everything I have. The building itself is quite okay, it's quite simple, not really hard parts. are not really also interesting apart I think from the head and this armor, and also the fact how to link these three parts together, because it's quite look nice in overall design if you ask me, because of the V shape of the torso frame, which is quite nice. And the legs are quite okay also, because thanks to them it makes an heighter model, of course a taller model in comparison to the Toa. For example, I have maybe some Niwa right here. Yes, for example, some Niwa without his mask. So here's for the comparison size. And I think that's quite all for Akamai. So of course, yes, it's when the three Toa Order merge in 2001 before they have to fight the Manas. And then they will learn that they, because of the shadow power of Makuta, they can't use the Kaita against Makuta, so they will in fact just use the Kaita form against the Manas. And in fact against some generators who power the Manas, so not really against the Manas itself. You can also notice how the plates are made, like that. And I think that's quite all. So of course on the, when it was in 2001, you just have to put the O, but in fact in the storyline it's a golden O. So if you have the 2002 version, you can put it on it and it's look like that. And it's look quite nice. And I think that's all for this set. So we're gonna, yes, I'm gonna show you the second one where we are. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but it's the fusion, of course, of Gali Kopaka and Liwa. Excuse me, only excuse me for my French accent. I know it really sucks. So anyway, here's the second one. So, and you can see, in fact, it's kind of the same shape. So apart the fact that the arms are quite different, because of course there is no parts like that in this three Toa set, apart the green one in Liwa. They're gonna use this time some arms like that and some other parts. As you can see, yes, it's the same shape, but this time they're gonna use some Gali's hook right here, which is also an interesting technique build. You're gonna also have some earball joint on the head, and also the same gears movement, white ears and white ears for the shield, which is quite nice because it's a bigger one in comparison to Kopaka's one, thanks to the Kopaka feet right here, which is Kopaka foot, excuse me, which is kind of nice. And in fact, it's the same stuff, apart also from the feet, which are different because it does not have the special pointu parts right here, as you can see. But apart from that, it's quite the same, so the same articulation right here, the same technique builds, in fact. So yeah, it's as interesting as the other one, but so for me, yes, this combos model are not really that interesting to build. I think they are better one, but they're still nice, and they still got their nostalgic factor, if you ask me. And also, I forgot to say, but the name of the canary, the Toa Akamai wear is Aki, and this one is a Wua. So the Wua, excuse me. In fact, it's not in the story. It's not the Miru. In fact, it's another O, but in chrome color, which was released in the Power Pack in 2001, which is a kind of a special promotion set. I might show you it later if you want. So you can put this like that, and it really looks nice. And of course, if you really want to have the two Toa who match together in the colors with their canaries, you have to get, I think, the 14 karat, not 14, which is French, but a 14 karat gold O. But it's kind of a you know, cost too high for me, so I can't really have it. So I just have to use this gold cheap plastic gold canary. But the better solution will have to be the real golden canary, which really which is really shiny, in fact, which is really shiny like this chrome one. But also this one is just in plastic chrome. It's not, it does not really cost anything. Just simple plastic. And if you don't have the chrome version, you can still put, for example, the 2002 version, which is kind of a strange silver color, if you ask me. But still, this time the color really matched, in fact. And I might just do a little And I think that's quite all. Just maybe it's kind of hard to pause, of course, as I've said earlier, because the legs are really static. If you ask me, they are really blocky. So even if it seems that there's some articulation with some bulging and stuff like that, it's not really the case. Yeah, I think it's quite better like this. And that's all. So I'm just gonna put off the original mask, and it will be all. So yeah, to conclude, I think I've already said everything I have to say on those two sets. So excuse me, the review is kind of short or fast, but I think there is not much to talk, so I'm not gonna talk about it for like 1 hour. So in fact, there is some interesting building techniques in this set. For example, the torso frame, this part right here, or this one. Also, all the legs are put together to form longer legs, which is quite interesting. But it's not really that entertaining. In fact, it's not really. I have seen best combo model, if you ask me. Combo model, but still it has these nostalgic factors, and the figures themselves got overall pretty nice design. So okay, the articulation are pretty bad, of course. This legs are quite static. This part can just turn like that. So yeah, but apart from that, it still got these little nostalgic factors, and the fact that the overall design of these two guys is quite nice. So if you just have sometimes some free times, I can recommend you to build these two guys, because they are still in a kind of important part in the storyline, and you see them in the Flash version, of course, of Matanu Online Game 1, which is quite interesting. So yeah, you can still build these ones. They will be quite interesting to build, but not that much. And I think that's quite all. You have seen everything I have to show you. So maybe just a little tournament of this one. The back is not really that interesting, even if I really like this part right here on the gears, which are quite nice, and which likes, of course, on this one. But this one has a better back, as you can clearly see, with this part. And that's all. So there's nothing more to talk about. So I hope you enjoy this review on the two first Toa Kaitas released in 2001. Of course, there will be one more in 2002 with the Toa Nova, but I will review this later. And I think that's quite all. So I hope you enjoy this review, and see you later for another Bionicle video review. Bye bye!